it's just going to make you want to drink more water, because there might be one of these health issues that you're having and you're not realizing that it's just as simple as dehydration is causing it. Welcome to the Healthy Celiac Show. I'm your host, Belinda Whelan from belindawhelan.com, and here you will learn to live your very best life with celiac disease. So we are going to be talking all about health-related topics because you, my friend, are more than just a woman with celiac disease. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss an episode, and welcome to the show. Welcome back to the Healthy Celiac podcast. I am talking all about water with you guys this week and the benefits of water. Now, hear me out. This is super important because you might be like, oh my God, here we go. What's she banging on about now? Because you've heard over and over that you need to drink 8 glasses of water a day and, you know, all these different things from all these different places, but maybe you don't really understand the true benefits of drinking water. Now, if you've listened to my episode 5 steps you can take this week to be a healthier celiac, I did touch on drinking water in that episode very quickly. I didn't go into it in too much detail. And this week, I really want to talk with you about all the amazing benefits of drinking water and help you come up with a number of how much water you need to drink. So we're going to do a little maths equation at the end. Not my favorite thing, but you're just going to have to grab your phone out and use your calculator on there, and it will give you a number for what you need to be working towards. So we'll do that at the very end. So what I've got for you today is 20 reasons why you need to drink water. So please hold on to the end, tune in for the whole episode, because I want you to learn something that you never knew before, and it's just going to make you want to drink more water, because there might be one of these health issues that you're having and you're not realizing that it's just as simple as dehydration is causing it. So let's get into it. All right, so as adults, we're actually made up of 60% water. So when we're dehydrated, it causes so many different health issues. But let's talk about these top 20 things that I've got here for you today for why you should be drinking water. So let's start with number 1. So basically, water helps form saliva and mucus, which in turn can help you, avoid having bad breath, which is fantastic. And it helps to break down your food. So when you have enough saliva, that is actually what helps to break down your food. So it's very important to make sure that you've got enough saliva, and water basically helps you with that. All right, so number 2. So water helps to deliver oxygen throughout the body. So as blood is actually 90% water, this is why a lack of water can cause a lack of energy. So it's basically there's a shortage of proper oxygen supply going through your blood. So when you drink enough water, it actually helps move that oxygen through your body and makes you have more energy. So that's a massive bonus. Number 3 is it boosts your skin health and your overall beauty. Who doesn't want that, right? So water actually flushes out toxins. So when we think of the toxins that we're exposed to, the water actually helps to flush those out of our body and helps improve our skin. And also it helps plump up our skin. So a lot of premature wrinkling is caused from dehydration. So it's a really simple one to help with your overall beauty. Absolutely. Number 4 is to boost productivity. So what happens when we drink water is it does replenish our energy. So just like helping with the oxygen in our blood, is it helps us have more productivity in our day. So super important to make sure we're drinking enough water when we're working, when we're studying, things like that as well. Number 5 is it lubricates our joints. So our joints are made from cartilage, which is basically 80% water. So water can stop that long-term dehydration, which causes joint pain. So if you've got, joint pain in your shoulder, your knees, your elbows, anything like that, try drinking more water and see if that pain eases up, because you might be, reaching for painkillers or arthritis medication, something like that, when it could really be as simple as you are just dehydrated. Now this one here, number 6, regulates your body temperature. So basically what happens is we sweat and that sweat cools us down and that makes us feel better. So when we don't have enough water in our system, basically what happens is our body builds up this heat within it. So it's important to make sure that we basically regulating our body temperature through water and not just relying on air conditioning and things like that. We can actually make ourselves feel cooler by drinking cold water as well. Number 7, this one is super important, and it's basically water helps flush out waste. So when we think of waste, we think of things like sweat, urine, feces, or your poo. And what happens is we have that water and it helps to push all those nasties out of our body that we don't need. And that kind of ties into number 8, which is to help maintain a healthy digestive system. So super important for us with celiac disease. We need to make sure that we keep on top of keeping a healthy digestive system. And what it does is it helps us prevent getting constipation. So often people get constipation because they are actually dehydrated. A lot of the time it's not really related to food, it can just be dehydration. So if you find that you get, backed up a bit, then drinking more water can certainly help with that. So I encourage you to increase your water intake because of that reason alone. And then a lack of water can increase acidity in your stomach. So if you have issues with like stomach ulcers, things like that, that can actually be related back to a lack of water as well. Now, number 9. So this one for me, this is something I learned about, maybe a decade ago. I was in Utah in America for a personal development program. And there was a big group of us and we were sat around a table and, we'd been in there studying and doing all this work for hours and hours and hours. And then the topic came up about fatigue. And, people were starting yawning and things like that. And that's kind of what happens when you've been sat for a long time. Think of it if you've been in an office environment and, you're having meetings, things like that. And you start to yawn. You're like, oh, I need another coffee. I can't stay awake. I'm so tired. It's usually dehydration. And what I learned in this studying that we were doing, totally unrelated to what we were learning about, was if you start to feel like your brain's wandering or you're yawning or you can't concentrate, you simply have a sip of water. And so all of us started doing it, and it was amazing, the energy and the fatigue difference. So we all went from feeling tired and fatigued to feeling more energetic and more able to concentrate and focus on the task at hand. So if you're in, just say you're at work or you're studying and you start to lose it and you're kind of wandering, have a sip of water. Try that. Just reach for the water. Sip, sip, sip. Always have water near you and you'll find that helps reduce your fatigue amazingly. All right, number 10 is it helps to cushion your body tissues. So think of like your brain, your spinal cord and other sort of sensitive tissue areas, because water forms the majority of our body. Lack of it can have severe effects in terms of the brain's functioning. So, long-term dehydration can definitely cause problems with, your thinking skills and things like that. So I know for me, when I get up first thing in the morning, my brain is not right. I need to have water straight away. And once I drink water, I feel like that brain sort of fog and fatigue goes away from my brain, as far as, feeling better straight up in the morning. So definitely important to make sure that we cushion those very sensitive areas. All right, number 11. This one is very interesting, and I don't think enough people get told this, but it maintains blood pressure. So when we have a lack of water, it makes our blood thicker. So this results in blood pressure problems. So if you or anyone that you know has blood pressure issues, I'm not going to say anything about medication, that's like to do with your doctor, but it can help with your blood pressure. So make sure that you're drinking water because it's, this is a huge benefit. This is a massive benefit long term. So if you don't become dehydrated later on in life, you may not have issues that many people have, when it comes to blood pressure and things like that. So definitely focus on your water intake. All right, number 12, it supports your mineral and nutrient absorption. So when we have minerals, obviously, like we're constantly taking in minerals and nutrients from our food, we actually need water to help dissolve those to move it through the body. So definitely need to be having water to help with that and support that side of things. Alrighty, number 13, helps with kidney function. So our kidneys actually require water to flush out the unwanted waste from the body. So we don't want to be getting kidney stones and things like that. That's a lot of pain that you don't need to go through. And yeah, water. Amazing. I honestly cannot bang on enough about how amazing water is. And if you're not drinking enough of it, I really urge you to jump on the bandwagon, make sure you're drinking enough water, and you'll notice a huge difference within your body. All right, number 14, it can help promote weight loss. So, if you're reaching for things like soda pop or soft drink, we call it here in Australia, or juices, things like that, that's adding up extra sugar in your body that you don't need. Whereas when you have water, that helps to reduce that, unwanted sugar and calories and things like that in your body. So definitely choosing water over other drinks is highly recommended for weight loss. All right, number 15. So for those of you that love to exercise, this is a good one for you. So it boosts your exercise performance. So basically, your muscles will tire out quickly when they are dehydrated, because water can help you get a better and a longer workout, which is super cool as well. So yeah, if your muscles are feeling fatigued, it could simply be that they're dehydrated. So drinking water before, during and after exercise is super important. All right, so number 16. So this one is interesting. So not many people would know this, but basically water can help your airways. So when you're dehydrated, it can constrict your airways to prevent more water loss. So basically it's your body naturally trying to look after you, but what it does is it can cause other issues. So for those of you that are asthmatic, it can actually aggravate asthma. And it can also, aggravate allergies as well. So you don't want to be dehydrated and causing issues with your airways. So if you do have anything like asthma, I recommend that you see how you go when you are dehydrated compared to when you are drinking more water, and see if that makes a difference to the way that you breathe and the way that you react. All right, number 17, can alleviate illness. So when you replace fluids that you may be losing, so you think of it like mucus, if you're sick and you're losing it through mucus, you need to replace those fluid losses. So it also can help flush out any impurities and prevent dehydration headaches. So if you think back to a time when you've been ill, and you tend to feel worse and worse as the time goes on if you're not drinking water, because you need to keep that hydration up. You need to make sure you keep that water level up. All right, moving on to number 18. A clearer mindset. So we kind of touched on this before, but yeah, definitely having a clearer mindset, being able to think clearer, and avoiding that brain fatigue is very important as well. So definitely recommend that that's the first thing that you do when you get up in the morning, is to have a big glass of water and see how much clearer you feel in the head. Number 19 is to improve your immune system as well. So definitely want to be focusing on this with everything that's been happening the past couple of years. It's super important for us to be focusing on our immune system. And basically drinking a lot of water can help flush out all those harmful things that, may be in your body, and therefore boost your immune system. So definitely one to be focusing on at this point in time. All right, number 20, avoiding a hangover. Very simple one to finish on here, guys. So I got a funny story to tell you just quickly. So we used to live up in Darwin in the Northern Territory. So that's the top end of Australia, and it's very hot. It's hot all year round. And we had family come and stay with us over Christmas one year. And one particular family member thought that it would be fun to sit outside on our balcony and drink alcohol all day long. And he basically drank beer and nothing else. And my husband, who was my partner at the time, not my husband, he said to this family member, you're going to need to drink water or you're going to get sick. You can't just drink beer. It's too hot up here, because he'd come from Tasmania, which is a very cold part of Australia. And nah, he didn't want to listen. Beer's got water in it. She'll be right. And lo and behold, he got so sick. He didn't just get a hangover. He was really, really sick for days. As in, most of his holiday, I think, he spent in the bedroom with the air conditioner on, trying to feel better, because he didn't take our advice and drink water. So you need to drink water if you're drinking alcohol. If you listen to my podcast episode on which alcohol is gluten-free, we do talk about that in there a little bit. But yeah, definitely need to be drinking water when you're drinking alcohol as well, to avoid a hangover. So super important. All right, so I hope that those 20 little tips or advice, info, I guess it's info, on why you should drink water. I really hope that that helps inspire you to focus on drinking water. And if you don't know how much water you should be drinking, I've got a little equation here for you. So I will put it on my Instagram account as well. But if you want to grab a pen and paper just quickly, or jot it straight into your phone, it's basically to focus on this as a minimum. Now, if you are pregnant, if you are breastfeeding, or you exercise a lot, you'll need to increase this by a fair bit. But for those of you that aren't breastfeeding, pregnant, or exercising, this is the minimum amount for your body. So as I said earlier, we are 60% water. So obviously if you weigh more, you're going to be more water, aren't you? So you're going to need to drink more water. So I don't love it when I hear the whole, drink 8 glasses of water a day, because that is not relevant to everybody, right? So for your body, what you need to do, you need to make it a goal to drink 32 mils of water per kilo of your body weight every day. And I know I'm talking another language here for those of you that don't work in kilograms and mils. I'm sorry. But if you could convert your weight to kilos, then that would be fantastic. So basically what you need to do is, we're going to use an example. So we're going to say we've got someone that weighs 90 kilograms. They would basically need to drink a minimum of 2.9 litres of water a day. So to calculate how much water you need to be drinking, you take your body weight, in this case, an example of 90 kilos, and you multiply it by 0.32. And that equals 2.88 litres. And I've just rounded it up to 2.9 litres. So I've got this on my little pictogram, so I'll pop that on Instagram for you to check out if you didn't grab that. So I'll just quickly say it again. So you get your weight in kilograms and you multiply that by 0.32, and that will give you the amount of litres that you need to be drinking. So I hope that helps. And I'd love to hear from you if this episode has inspired you to drink more water for all those amazing health benefits. So be sure to send me a message on either Instagram or via my email. So that's info@belindawhelan.com. And then you'll find me at the Healthy Celiac on Instagram as well. So yeah, thanks so much for listening to this super long episode. And I look forward to talking with you guys again next week. Have a fabulous week, and I'll talk to you then. Take care. Bye. If you enjoyed this episode, head to belindawhelan.com to get yourself a free copy of my exclusive ebook, 11 Mistakes People Make Going Gluten-Free Living with Celiac Disease.